Hello and welcome today to day 2, week 2 with QPest sponsored by Soft Academy. Thank you very much for your votes. And according to the statistics votes through the bar chart, it had displayed that 30% of the audiences were interested in technology, which took the highest priority compared to the other rankings, whether the quality and business engineering and strategy for the week 2. So we had decided that to keep you updated with the latest technology in web programming and web designing. So we decided to provide you with a topic on how the best practices and theoretical practices on the HTML5, the Hypertext Markup Language 5 is a new introduction, version 5 standard, as well with the cascade style sheet, right, representing all the font size and the web content that's being used to style your sheet through it. So hope this session will be great well to you, and let's get started with our HTML5. Right, so we're going to look today, as we have decided, the HTML5 and CSE web programming, right, and the tools that we can use with the web page designing, right. Now, when we look onto the web development, there are very important phenomena we have to understand, right? And that is, we need to understand the web. So the web, it is a binding or collection of documents, right? And that they're being hosted onto a single shared server where all end users are able to access it, right? So, for example, in old times, right, we had, when we were in universities, right, we had to perform certain assignments. We were given whether you're a master or bachelor degree student, right? So we have an assignment, right? An assignment, it consisted of many pages, such as the abstract and the introduction and your cover page and your acknowledgement and summary and the conclusion and the body itself for the content. So similarly, we have to bind it all together into a flip folder, right? And to keep it all binded and to deliver it. But because of the technology and the Industry 5 and Industry 4 and 3, since we have started to go green, right? And we had basically, right, started to say that, well, we need to access those pages instead of having a hard copies. It needs to be all to be digitized, and that way became the concept from digital transformation, right? So the web page, right, in the web, it has collected an electronic pages, right, which are all binded all together, right, and they're shared among many computers, okay, and which reside on a single shared server where many computers they will be able to access by using a web address. Now, when it comes to the CSS, the cascade style sheet, so we're looking basically on the text that forms up the pages, the pictures, the promos, the text boxes, the text buttons, all of these styles, right, that are being used, right, and to be more interactive and to be more visible for the end users. That what came the rule of the CSS, the style sheet, cascade style sheet, right? And then the third part is that you need to have to access that page which has a content. You need to have an address for it, right? So you will be able to look for that web page. For example, I'm interested in sports, right? So I must have an address that has an HTTP, that's an hypertext transfer protocol, and as for the secure, delimiter / www.worldwideweb. Right, domain name .the organization or the edu or even the company, right, .com, right? And then from that address, right, I will be able to access the type of domain which is in sports, right? And then I need to have another fourth item is the internet that I need to have in order to communicate with those applications back and forth and able to browse. There must be a computer media, right? That a single server that with all these web pages they will be residing in, right? So we have the internet, which is a collection of several billion computers connected throughout the world, and they were able, different billions of end users from different international, they're able to access those contained pages onto the single shared server. Now, let's say that I have chosen a certain website, right? For example, in sports. So I will just write the https://worldwideweb.sports.com, and then I will have the page which displays all of the sports information into it. Right, now what we can summarize from here, in order to have a website, so we can say that a website, it is basically, when I talk about sports, so a sports website, it is a collection of related, okay, identical pages of the same topic, okay, and they are being stored on a single shared server. And a web server, right, it is being considered a computer system that enables the users, right, to access the web pages that are stored onto the web server computer. So the host, or the location where we have the pages are being residing inside. So these are all of the pages of the sports, right, which are open, or the other dilemma, right? It could be music, it could be, but all of the related, right, pages on that speaks about the sports are residing on that server or that location, right, or that space. Now, in order to build a website, we need to have a text editor, okay? We can use a notepad, for example. We can use other tools, right? Such, we call them the IDE tools, right? That is called the Integrated Development Environment tools, such as the Microsoft Front Page, the Dreamweaver, right? And we can use them in order to write the HTML tags 5, right? And that will be able to design our pages and to publish it. Then after we have completed all of the pages that consist up of the content and the images and the let's say we're going to add a song or something on the web page, right, using the impede tag, right? So that will be all resided inside the text editor. Once it's being completed, right, and from the local host we're able to test them, right, so that we can upload them and do publishing by using a publishing tool such as Dreamweaver, right, to publish the tools, right? And then after that, we need to have a domain hosting, so that we have an address in order to access. And then when it comes to the fourth thing, is the browser. Now we need a browser such as the Firefox, Mozilla, such as Google Chrome, such as Microsoft Edge, such as Internet Explorer that have been used previously, such as the old Netscape navigators. All of these are browsers that will be able to compile those pages, and the end users from different countries, they will be able to browse that pages. So in summary, we do have, in order to build a web page, right, or to design a web page, we need a text editor such as the Notepad, or we can use a Dreamweaver, right? But Dreamweaver, the good about it is that you will be able to use, after you compile your code, you will be able to publish it by using Dreamweaver. Notepad is just a code, editing code, right, and typing code only, just code writer. And the Visual Studio Similar is a code writer, but it's not a publishing tool. So the only privilege given by Dreamweaver is that you can help you to publish onto a certain domain, such as GoDaddy, right? Or on your own website. If you're a big, medium corporate to multinational company, you can have your own server and you can publish. But if you're a small organization, then you will have to go through GoDaddy if you don't have the single web server. So looking on the web hosting server, okay, so in order to build the page, you need to have web authoring tools, right? And web authoring tools, those will be able to be used in order to help you, okay, to customize the pages, right? And that is, for example, I can use the Notepad, the Microsoft Front Page. I can use the Dreamweaver. Once the code is being built and the page has been done, then I can use an FTP, right, file transfer the code, to upload those pages, right, and to place them into a single shared server. where they can be accessed by multiple browsers from different countries. Right, so when we talk about the types of elements, right, we do have container elements. When you're today as a web designer, right, and you're writing up the code, so you will find that there are certain tags we are being referred as container elements, or we have void elements. Container elements, right, they are the elements that they have a starting and an end tag. But the void elements, they are the ones which they don't have an enclosed tag, such as the break can be used, right? Right, again, when you come to the structuring of elements, you need to make, it's very important to understand the difference in between the source code and the executable code. The source code, it is the code that's being written by the programmer, right? And later on that, once he starts to compile by using a certain compiler, so that's the code, source code will be transferred into what we call an executable code that all the end users, they will be able to browse it, okay? Now, what we're going to be doing now is that we will be using, right, programmatically, we're going to write the structure, our code, by using both the elements, the source code and the executable code, right? And we're going to write a script by using the HTML5, and we're going to show you how what is the source code, right? Right, so we're going to start with the notepad, right? And we're going to type in the text. We're going to using the structure element for the container, using the container element and the void elements. So we are going to type the doc type, right, and an HTML, okay. Remember that you can use, it's an uppercase or lowercase. It's not a case sensitive, okay. Meta car set, right, is going to be UTF, okay, and UTF 8, right, it means it stands for the Unicode transformation format up to, it's a variable long character that can use the text up to 8, or I can say UTF 16, so I'm using up to 16. So the browser, when it compiles that code, it will be able to understand that we're using up to 8 character long variable. And then I'm going to use the meta name, which is going to be the author name, right? Be equal to the author, and the content, it's going to be that's me, I'm the author, Muhammad Zaki, right? And the meta name, it's going to be equal to the description, okay, and the description with the content, that's going to be equal to sports web page. And then we're going to use the style sheet. For the style, I'm going to add the title, okay. So I will say the title, for example, welcome to my sport. It's optional, you need to add it, you can add it, you don't, it's not a problem. So I mean, it will not get affected with the compilation of the browser. Homepage, sports, entertainment, and I'm going to close the title. And then I'm gonna use this style, H1 text dash align center, and the horizontal row, it's going to be the width of 75%, and then I'm going to close the style, and then before the style of the title should add the head section, close the style and the head. Okay, right, then I'm gonna add the body PG color that's gonna be equal to pink, right? I'm gonna use the marquee behavior to equal to scroll, comma, direction equal left. So it starts from the left side while it's moving. Okay. And then I'm gonna use the EM font face equals to Tahoma, and the font size is going to be 22, and the font color is going to be blue. Welcome to the sports entertainment season for year 2021. Close the EM, close the font, and close the marquee. And then I'm going to add the body PG color. It's going to be equal to, okay, oh sorry, I have added the body, so I don't need it. So I'm going to add the, let me add the, okay, the body I've added, okay. So I'm going to add the paragraph, okay, and the headings. H1, this is a sport entertainment, and I'm going to make that bold. So I'm going to add P, and I'm going to add, that's the styling, right? And then I'm going to add, it's going to be italic. So I'm going to close the H1, the heading, as well the boldness, as well the italic, since it's a container element. And then I'm going to use a paragraph. Okay. This season, I can write any paragraph. It will differ from any other previous entertainment seasons, as there will be fascinating shows. And I'm going to close the paragraph. I'm going to add an underlining UL. The sports will consist of, right, and I'm going to close the underlining slash UL, and I'm going to put the LI, which it does not need to be closed. LI, I will have football, and I will close the, I will put a break, okay, actually, and then I will have as well, we'll have as well basketball, and swimming, right, and then I'm gonna add the dev element, The timings are as follows. So I have the football starts by 10 a.m. and ends by 4. And then I have the basketball okay, I'm going to take copy from there. Starts by 11 and 4, and then swimming finishes by 5 p.m. Close the div, close the body, close the HTML tag, and then I'm gonna save it as sports entertainment.txt, and the same file to in order to, so that's a source code, right? Now I'm gonna build up the executable code once it runs. So I'm gonna say the dot HTML, right? And then let's go and open the volume. Okay, so it's sport entertainment, right? So as you can see that we have the welcome marquee, okay, and the entertainment sports and the paragraph that's been rendered and the UL, okay, that have been used, and the timings of a page, right? So that's basically a simple page that has been designed, right, in order to build up the page, right, and in order to present it, okay. Right, so that's basically the first scripting that we have created, okay, and basically, right, what we need to do is that you can perform certain alignment to that page, right, and so from the text and all the stuff, okay. So for example, we can break up the space between the football and all the stuff. So we're gonna go back to the code, okay. I'm gonna share back the code again, okay, and I'm gonna build here a break, and I'm gonna add in between those words, okay, another tag, which is the okay, let me put on a UL right here after the div, so it becomes more unified, okay. And I will close the UL from here. And then I'll put the LIs. Save it. And then we're gonna go back to our page, refreshed page, so that we can have the timing as follows. Again, you can set the bold, so I can go back to the code if I need to change, and I will keep that as bold. And that'll be close bold. Similarly, okay, I think we have added this bold segment. Okay, so it's going to be bold. Okay, and I'm going to save it. Okay, I can play with the font. If I need to add a font name, I can add for it and color and all that. So we'll go back to the page, refresh it back. So I have the bold. So that's basically a simple HTML5 document, right? And we have displayed the web content, which were disclosed as the text. We can use images, we can use marketable events and all that. This session was of great determined to you all. And based on your selection, if it's in technology, you can just state that we need to resume back into HTML5, and we will present you with the next part, how to add images or pictures and further. Thank you very much. That's Muhammad Fahim waiting for your